Hey guys, so I'm here to do a book haul. I tried to do it on iBooth, but what is it, Photo Booth or something, but for some reason my books, when I put them up, they're backwards. If you guys know how to fix that, let me know. I might just have to keep doing it on my camera and then just changing it to put it into iMovie and then editing it from there. So I thought I would just do today's videos on here and then I'll figure it out later and maybe I'll do something tomorrow. You never know. But I have some books here for you. Me and my cousin and Sarah all went to the library yesterday and we got a whole bunch of books, came back with a lot more than I should have. But what can you do? So, oh, look what shirt I'm rocking today. If you know where that is, you just won cool points. Put it down below if you do. But here we go. The first one I got is The Secret of Crickety Hall by James Herbert. He is a adult author. We had seen the book called Ash by him, but it's third in the series. And so we were trying to find the other two in the series, couldn't find them, but we found this one, which this is about a person that goes to Crickety Hall, which is a house. I think it's a family, though. And they live there, and there's obviously ghosts and hauntings, and all this weird, creepy stuff happens to them, so it sounds really good. It's kind of thick, and the writing is pretty small, so it might take a little while to get through this one, but it does sound really good. If you've ever read any of his novels, please put it down below. Me and my cousin are kind of, obviously I have always been into adult novels. I used to read them when I was a kid. I think I told you guys I thought YA and kids books were for them and I wouldn't like them because I loved adult books. And so now we're kind of getting back into it. So I'm really excited for that. The next book I got is a YA book. We kind of have a mixture of both. And it is The Goddess Test by Amy Carter. I believe Amy Carter is also the one that wrote Matched. Or no, that's Ali Kandi. Never mind. Just totally forget what I said, I think. If I'm right, then just ignore me altogether. I don't even know. But I've heard a lot of good things about this series. This series, I believe she's a goddess, and so she gets her powers, and it's about a whole bunch of, like, goddesses, and the goddess test is to see if you can be one or if you can withstand to be one or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So I picked it up because I heard very good things about it, and I'm interested in the whole goddess aspect. I've never read something like that, so it'll be a new read for me. There's 3 in the series, plus, I believe, a novella that goes along with it, so I'm excited to read that one. The next one I got was on the new shelf, and it looked really good, and it was semi-short, even though the writing's kind of small. It was really short, and it just looked really good. And it's called The Messengers by Edward Hogan. I've never heard of this author, but I thought it was a really cool cover, especially when the actual cover just looks so eerie, but then if you can notice, there's like the 2 eyes, the nose, and then that's like the teeth for a skull, and it looks so cool. And to have both of those in there just makes it even cooler. I'm not sure 100% what this is about. I know it's a psychological thriller, and that is like right up my alley. Those are my favorite books ever. So definitely going to read this one on the soonish side, and I'll do reviews. I was also looking at the anime. I am not a big anime person. I don't like all those like Japanese names. I can't get into it. But I thought this might be a good way to start because the premise of it just sounded so good. I have been reading like graphic novels like this before, and I've been reading Maximum Ride and stuff like that, but this is legitimately my first book that I have to read from back to front, which is it's not that weird to me, but it's weird. I'm having to still get used to it, but it looked good, and it's called Library Wars. Story and art by, I'm sorry if I butcher this, Kiro Yumi, and original concept by Hiro Arakawa. That's what it looks like, and then those are the names. I'm so sorry if I butchered them. I'm sure I did. But it looks really, really cool, and this is about, it's like in the future, so it's dystopian, that books are deemed unsuitable, and so these people are going to into the libraries, and they're calling themselves library forces, and they have to protect the books. So it sounds really good, and it's one of the very first ones that sounds super good to me. So we'll see how this one goes. If you've read this one, please tell me also in the comments so I know what to look forward to. The next one I got was another one Sarah found, and she told me to pick up, but the writing is really, really big compared to how big this book is, so I'm actually really excited to read it. And it's called Spirits in the Trees by Morgan Hannah Macdonald. It's another adult novel. I'm guessing it doesn't say large print, but I'm guessing because that's some pretty large print. I'm not sure 100% what it's about, but all she had to tell me was that it had a psychotic killer in it, and I definitely picked it up because anything to do with psychological thrillers and killers and stuff like that is definitely something I will read. The next book, you guys will probably say, oh, well, you should have already read that already. And I should have. I do own the book. I just have not actually read it yet. And I believe it's one of my friend's favorite books. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry. I think it's Krista's favorite book. Or one of them, at least. If I'm wrong. But I decided to actually pick it up and read it because it's a classic, and I know that I will love this book, and it's The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is actually the 50th anniversary of it, and so it looks really cool. I actually kind of prefer this cover over the other one. I just think it looks a lot better. But this is, I've heard such amazing things about this book, and I've always had to read it. Like I said, I own it. It hasn't gotten there yet, so I'm excited to really pick this one up. The next 5 books I have, the next 5 books I have are all by the same author, because I want to read Confess, which I actually have in my room right now, but I've heard such great things about her and her writing style that I just picked up like a whole bunch of different books from her. I know I need to go through and figure out what series is hers and which books belong to which series and when I need to read them, but I picked them up and thought that I could just figure that out afterwards. The first 2 I got, I believe, are in the same one because they have like the same type of feeling for the covers. And the first one, Hopeless and Losing Hope by Colleen Hoover. I'm thinking these are the same. I think Hopeless is the first and then Losing Hope is the second, but obviously I'm not 100% sure. So I will definitely be putting those on the Googles and figuring out what series is what and when I need to read what. The next couple of ones that I got from her, I got this one, which I have it on my Kindle, and I've told you million times before, I am not one to read books on Kindle, which is why I'm trying to find them in the library. And it's a novella, and it's Finding Cinderella by Colleen Hoover. And then this one I've heard a lot of good things about, so I decided to pick it up. Well, I was already picking up all of her books before, but this one I actually have heard some really good things about, and it's called Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. And then the last one I picked up was Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. So if I do not like her writing in Confess, I guess I'll be taking all of these back, but I've heard amazing things about her, and she writes really well, so I'm looking forward to reading those. The next one I got, I actually was not even, there were a couple books that I was actually like looking for when I went to the YA section. I think all of them besides the last one is a YA book. And I was actually kind of looking for books because I knew I wanted to read them, and so I decided, you know what, I'm actually just going to look for them, get them, and go. But I found this in the meantime because I've always wanted to read this book, and it's Someday This Pain Will Be Useful to You by Peter Cameron. Sorry, they put these stupid, I can't even see where I'm going on this camera. They put these stupid stickers here, and so you can't tell who it's by. But it's, I've always thought that this book looked intriguing, and so I'm actually excited to read this. I kind of just saw the side, and it just stuck out to me, and I read it, and I read what the book was, and I was like, oh, I've always wanted to read that, and I grabbed it as I was walking. But it's super short, so I'm hoping I can get through it quickly. The next book I got, I think I heard about it on someone's site. I'm not exactly too sure. I think, I want to say a name, but I don't know if it's correct. But I've heard it here on BookTube, and it's Love and Other Unknown Variables by Shannon Lee Alexander. It just looks like a really cute kind of mathy love thing, because it has the pi symbol here. The V is a math symbol, and then it has like an X and Y through the heart. So I'm thinking it has to do something with math, but it sounded really cute, and once in a blue moon, I love stories, so I wanted to pick that one up. The next one was just a whim. I saw this one, I believe, on the news shelf, and the cover just looked so good. I didn't even read what it was about until I got home. Just because it looked so good, I just had to pick it up. And it's called Cuckoo Song by Frances Harding. Or no. Yeah, Harding. The cover just looks so, like, oh, it just speaks to you. That doll face with the crack through the eye. Oh, my God. But it sounded, oh, hey, this is, look, see, I only checked out one book. But that was only for that trip. But it sounds really good, and it's talking about mysterious accidents and unnerving tale of a girl's struggle to confront her darkest fears. So it sounds really interesting, but it's pretty thick. We'll see when I get to that one. The next one I have also heard a shit ton about here on YouTube. I think it's come out recently. Yeah, it came out beginning of this year. But I've heard a lot of good things, so I had to pick it up. I don't know if this is a series. If it is, I'm going to have to go get the other one. But it's called I'll Meet You There by Heather Demetrios. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. But it's always looked really good, and everybody I know that have talked about this has raved about it. So I decided to pick it up because she is also the author of Something Real, which is a book that I have in my room to read as well. And it's about a reality TV show. And so her books just sound so good. So I had to pick this one up, especially when a lot of my friends here on BookTube said that it was good. The next one is one that I'm sure all of you have already read, but I'm like super excited to read A Darker Shade of Magic, and so I decided to get another book that she's written and see her writing style. And I know Jessie the Reader constantly talks about this book, and so I said, you know what? I should just pick it up and read it. And it's The Archived by Victoria Schwab. I'm definitely going to read this and then pick up the second one, because I'm so excited to read Darker Shade of Magic because I've heard such good things about this. And for one of my friends, Jessie the Reader, he is a phenomenal reviewer. I couldn't even think of the word. And for him to boast so much about this book, I had to pick it up. The next one I got was another kind of impulse one, but it's kind of big writing and kind of short, so I said, why not? I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm going to get whatever books I want to get, and I'm going to read whatever I want to read. So I got this. It is The Secrets of Lily Graves by Sarah Strothmeyer. Sorry, I'm horrible with some names. But it looked really good. It kind of stood out to me. I looked at it the last time I went, and I had to pick it up this time. And I know it's about a house of female morticians. So sounds creepy enough. The next one I got just came out, and I've heard a lot with people here on BookTube that it is really good, and so I decided to pick it up because I'm kind of in a mood for a little love story, and it is The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. And then the last book I got, I'm sure you all will laugh at me about, but I'm super excited to read it because I do like reading this kind of stuff, and I believe it's an actual novel. It is not about them, and it is Dollhouse by Kourtney Kim and Khloe Kardashian, which I am not a fan of Kardashians because they're just stupid and idiotic and get money for nothing, but it sounded really good, and I kind of like reading these type of books by people that I know, just to see how good of a writer they are. But I'm sure they had other people writing their books. But that is all the books I have for you today. Look out for, I have some reviews coming, and then I know I didn't do it on Friday, but I have kind of a Friday reads and what I'm reading right now. So look for that. I'm sorry this is so long. I will definitely be checking my camera tonight so I can start editing everything. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.